jumping in towards our first matchup today. EVOS Legends will be starting over the blue side here with RRQ starting on the red. And, well, seems like we're going to be starting off with, new hero brands like Loyi. What are your thoughts on that?
Loyi is scary when it comes to Indonesia's hands or any teams playing out there. They know how to abuse it. They know how to just abusing the stunts within the yin and yang. But at the same time, I do have a lot of friends asking, the cams are showing in the middle of the screen here, is it live? It is live based on the camera of the player's gaming house or where they're playing right now. So you're watching them playing live right through the screen. What you're looking at the game, it goes in sync with what they're doing right now.
Yeah, I'm actually loving the perfect view, and they actually get to play extremely comfortably on the sofas, on these desks as well for the side of EVOS Legends, and you can see how extremely focused they are. They're not really talking all too much, and of course the drafters themselves are choosing what they seem fit for this game and one. So we've already seen quite a number of bans here. We got Claude being removed. Same goes to Selena as well as Ling. Some of these bans, yeah, no questions asked. Some of these assassins, too dangerous to be let loose. But now it seems like there's quite a number of options here for EVOS to start things off with.
I do know why. First thing, yep, Esmeralda, one of the best flexible heroes that can go any lane that they need her to be. But at the same time, RRQ usually love to put R7 with a Uranus straight away, so on and so forth. But R7 with Uranus so far a pretty strong lineup. We're talking about this guy know how to bait things, how to set things right, how to distract all the attention towards him. While the same goes for the Atlas, is one of the best heroes that you can use to actually combo with any type of heroes when it comes to their selective either mage or assassin or even fighters like Xbox. While EVOS on the other hand, they have, when it comes to their I say game strat, when it depends on their core. I'm talking about either they use MM, the marksman, or even the assassin. If they use a marksman, usually they will have more buff hero. Like for example, Esmeralda still deals a decent damage. Also, Tamus have very long survivability, but they also prefer to have a double tank or probably super tank heroes afterward because they know they need to buy more time when it comes to having marksman on their side. When it comes to carry, they prefer support. But I might be wrong when it comes to MPLI, and the recent patch has hit them quite hard, especially all the marksmen that kind of you can versatile whether to choose marksman or assassin as your late game course. So when it comes to here, RRQ still gonna go for the classic Valir and Uranus. I say they have both team pretty decent lineup.
Yeah, we can see a very great understanding of what exactly they are going for. As for EVOS Legends, they are looking to pick up the carry so much earlier than waiting for the second phase to pick up the marksman role, just because they know it's going to be really tough to actually shred down tanks like Uranus, and maybe if Atlas gets a little bit beefier with a couple of items in, at least that they can still rely on all her passives and just slowly peel off the layers of tankiness. But, they're banning out the Angela right here, which is quite interesting, which, usually it's being comboed with either a very tanky
you can perfectly well sing with Esmeralda, honestly speaking. And imagine Esmeralda has herself a shield generated based on, you see Uranus. Whenever he jumps with a second skill, jumping in gives a lot of shield being feeded towards Esmeralda. And plus Angela itself, when you go in, there's like almost impossible to bring the layers of a shield down, but at the same time they try to eliminate Lunox. It's not actually a bad ban because that's respectively, I think, Lemon, one of the best mage players out there, but they still want to go for double mage. This is a very interesting draft coming up from RRQ, going for full burst damage output. So I'm gonna wait and see, are they gonna seal it off with an assassin or even a marksman in the end, because we have no clue which way they're going right now.
Exactly, and it's great to actually see Alice back on board. It's been quite a while as well. Like, it's great to actually see her popping off with this mage meta coming in.
It feels like Alice and also Esmeralda kind of have the same mindset when you played her. Like, the moment that you still have your combinations. Yeah, it's like, we're going to pop in. Right now, this is everybody just use a beefier hero like fighters and also tanks, right? So these are the heroes that can kind of counter it. And the tankier the hero gets, the buffier your Alice can get.
That's right, and I'm looking at the final few picks here. Of course, we have Boxia being locked in for Zaze as well, and for Tuturu. And one thing for sure that I, of course, forgot to mention, like RRQ, they've benched Tuturu for some of these games, and it's great to finally see him play back in the main roster during the playoffs. Of course, with a wealth of experience, now he's going to be, of course, supporting the side or even build some big damage guns over on the side of the Lear to actually fend off against EVOS Legends. But now, of course, both sides are set and we're about to take on game one. Who's it going to be? Pop in the comments down below to see who you're supporting. And of course, Choo-Choo, you've already seen that draft. Which side do you seem to prefer?
The thing is, both draft is like very stable, I have to say, whether it's late or mid game or even early game. For example, EVOS Legends, they kind of a lot of counter pick based on RRQ picks themselves. Like for example, the Xbox, when it comes to early phase of the game, it's pretty good against example like Uranus themselves, and we can see the carry pick kind of counter the pick of very beef heroes on that side. But RRQ, they're trying to go full aggression right from the start. We're talking about the Lancelot and double mage, especially Valir. When it comes to your first level, straight into the game, you don't even need any items. And we're talking about tutors playing it. So we do know all these guys from RRQ are so versatile. They can play any heroes that you throw at them.
Exactly, and then they start things off with 3-man in the middle lane to just clear the entire wave in a blink of an eye, while Vin is going to have a little bit of his me time here trying to take down this little Wanderer, which Rexy will spot him out in a short bit. So this could be a very slight contest, but R7 here is looking to snatch it away, but it seems like EVOS Legends will get a very slight advantage out of that.
Both are being very safe. They are not trying to go...
Split push, they can go back to the fights. And speaking of fights, seems like we are back in our game right now.
Yeah, both teams try to poke a bit here and there, but it seems like no first blood just yet. Speaking of the draft again, we do see a combination if they can drop the hammer. I'm talking about Lemon with Alice right now, with Vin playing that Fatal Link. If they can combo it out, that will be great. And look at how cautious Rexy playing against Tuturu. Even though he got himself that stun, he's still gonna back away. They are not aiming for kills. They're aiming for making sure they're hyper carry in the mid. Same goes for Lancelot here. Will it be the first blood for Vin? Trying to get away with it, and this is the Octopus Man saying goodbye.
Oh yeah, he just drifts aside and he gets back into safety. So far, things are looking pretty great for both EVOS as well as RRQ, respecting each other's territory. But it seems like Zaze did have a really good opening. It's just that, of course, that didn't actually burn any flicker or anything at all. So that itself, you can see that Vin could still last pretty long in the next team fight.
But at the same time, we're looking at the retribution on the side of Sin, so we can actually predict that he has a level, and also the gold will be a bit more faster than the side of one, which is going to be the hybrid carry here. But Rexy, they are baiting a lot of things out. They're trying to bait whatever spells they have on the side of RRQ, but they're not taking the bet just yet. RRQ is really smart when it comes to these guys being rivals like for ancient times till now.
Exactly, and now it seems like Sin's going to be able to actually get himself some distance, but it's going to be Rek here to jump right in. A very ambitious dive coming in, but of course with the omelet being popped away, it's going to be R7's turn to actually do his duty here with Zaze being popped down low, 30-40% health left. But, you know, they got the mobility. They shouldn't be all too worried about this sort of engagement.
Oh, they had a long handshake just now. This is Dub saying hello, first blood for RRQ. And that's a goodbye for Pendragon so far. But still too early into the game. We're going to talk about which side is winning. This impossible. It's almost impossible for us to tell, because anytime EVOS Legends will just roaring them back into getting themselves that kill later on.
Exactly, and now it seems like Rek really wants a little bit of response as they are trying to contest for a little bit of turtle pressure. But R7 says that we will be able to actually secure this one in the back with all 4 members intact. And this is going to be a little bit adventurous for Rek to actually dive right in. So they have to sit this one out. Well, with that being said, RRQ gets so much more lead as compared to EVOS Legends in the span of 3 minutes.
Which comes to EVOS Legends, it's kind of hard to play it in the early game. Like you said before, their heroes are scaled a bit towards the mid towards the late game. We're talking about levels are really crucial for example, Rexy as they feather airstrike, but again got stunned here. Tuturu will try to just run away, but Rex is impossible to fight with. And the moment he got himself that Moon and Starfalls, he can just go whenever he wants to, but Vin have to run and force himself, not even drop that feather link just yet. Did I miss it? I'm not sure. But he still got himself the ultimate for now. Well, Lemon still need more time to get himself that blood oath going on. But Rex is running, struggling. Sin trying to finish off with it. Oh, does he have a roast on? Not yet. So he did use his ultimate just now. Sadly, didn't finish that one deal.
Oh, that was pretty close, if I must say.
Very.
I'm looking at RRQ now, taking a little bit more of that pressure over to the bot side as they might be able to secure first tower of the game. But look at Zaze, though. He's not giving up just yet, and that's going to be a better airstrike coming from right down below. But Zaze, he will have to give up his own life for this. And mind you, from the side of EVOS Legends, none of them have taken the flicker in this game.
Yeah, but at the same time, there you go on top. Pendragon, I don't know how he can run away from this. Lemon pop his blood out, and Pendragon struggling. He got himself that ultimate to just endure a bit more, but they are not giving up. Pendragon again down here, even finish off by Zin. That gives him a lot in terms of gold killing, and he got himself that gold for the assassin emblem as well. So they are feeding this Zin way above that he should have been having, and they are scratching their head. They need to scale to late game. EVOS Legends have to buy more time.
They definitely need to stop the bleeding right here. As we are looking at Sin, he already has their win condition here being secured for the side of RRQ, because Lancelot, now that he's levels above Pendragon, it's going to be so hard for him to even sustain in that team fight. You've already seen Lemon. He just opens the blood oath. He says, I got no problems whatsoever surviving whatever damage output that's being put out. So they can't actually commit to these team fights day in, day out, and RRQ just slowly getting even more advantages as time goes by.
It's kind of true. Look at that. How easy is him just dash in and go in and out like he wants. Whatever he wants, he will take it away. While Zay's struggling to stay afloat here. We're talking about him trying to run away, but Pendragon kind of got stuck in the same situation he did before. This time it's R7 and Vin try to finish him off, but he is still going to survive under that tier 2 tower. Like we said before, the burst damage coming from RRQ is tremendous, huge. I'd say in the early phase of the game, they just have to be defensive a bit for EVOS Legends. Aside from that, Rexy, he got counterpicked by Zen himself there. He can just dash in and execute to just get to Rexy. It's so hard to be in the back line as well. While Rex going to survive this one out, trying to play it safe, but no, he stays in the bush way too long.
Oh my, I think that he see that one coming, and yeah, I gotta say he's already very, very off position as he gets caught out. But now, speaking of getting caught out here, Zaze can only hold on for so long. Three members to Vin as well as R7 will eventually shred him, melt him down like butter. But there's gonna be the better airstrike coming in from Rexy. Rexy's getting caught out, and that's the fatal links being pulled right in. 2 kills in a row for RRQ.
This is tough looking at from the side of EVOS Legend. They don't have 100% CC on that side, but at the same time, a huge spell and burst coming up from RRQ. We're talking about whoever tried to approach towards Zin can be pushed away by the Searing Torrent. Speaking of which, bottom, they try to go in for more. Look at Lemon, how tanky he is, just diving there. That's Esmeralda we're talking about with non-stop regeneration of the shield, but next one will be down here. Probably Pendragon tried to diving in. He got himself in a tough position again. They tried to take him down, but luckily enough, he still got his ultimate to run away from that. But they have to sacrifice 110 for now. It's kind of hard for EVOS Legends to hold till the late game here.
Yeah, I'm looking at this lead. It seems to be too huge of a gap between RRQ as well as EVOS Legends for now. As we look into it, just to go, RRQ has already hit 25k in less than 8 minutes that we're talking about here. And we don't even have to talk about the map control. Like, they have been sustaining their lanes well enough. The rotations were pretty much perfect. But EVOS Legends here, whenever they get caught out, they cannot seem to run because they depend so much on their spells, and it seems like, you know, they want to pull something back here.
Yep, it's kind of hard for them, but at the same time, their defensive is not that weak either. I'm talking about Feather Airstrike, just drop here, trying to rack things out, rack bathing them, but at the same time, they cannot finish the deal. We're talking about not enough damage yet. One still need a lot of time to farm himself out. I'm not sure their item progression so far, but hopefully he got himself at least Endless Vital by here.
The only kill that's over on the side of EVOS Legends is only held by Rekt. And we're talking about, you know, for them to actually scale, they need a couple more minutes for one to get all these items up. We talk about Demon Hunter Sword, Golden Staff, and etc. Right? Like it seems like he's already completed something like the Endless Battle. But
at least he needs that for
he
survivability. At least that to have a bit more damage to sustain themselves. For them to be defensive, it's still okay. As long as Rex is still alive, they can just feather airstrike away whatever comes into their base. So they have the time to just play with the base here. So they cannot be too distracted with Uranus, which should be played by R7, who tries to keep on giving a hard time for these guys.
Exactly, and let's talk about R7, possibly one of the best offlaners of the world, as we are already seeing Rekt getting caught out once more. Of course, it's expected that he goes down, but that Fatal Link is connecting beautifully over onto every single one of these members of EVOS Legends. Things might just crumble in right before their eyes, as Pendragon will be the fourth member of EVOS Legends to falter, leaving only Zaze behind. And oh my, I haven't even got to the point of R7 on how well he played this entirety of the game, but it looks to me it's a team effort, and Zaze is just buying as much time as he can.
They are just punishing EVOS Legends quite hard in the first game. I'm talking about them getting this one, 115 for scoreboard, and that's going to be an obvious win, a clean win for the side of RRQ. Congratulations for them, but we still have 2 more games to go if EVOS Legends manage